Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Dotson-Kelly. I'm a high school math teacher, and today I'm going to teach you how to find the power of a product and the power of a quotient using the properties respectively. So let's start by looking at the power of a product. My personal favorite example is 2 times 3 squared. How does this satisfy what I have defined up above? What does product mean? Power of a product. Product means the result after you multiply. Well, what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. And what am I doing with that product? I'm taking a power. I'm raising it to something that's squared. So 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is 36. But not everything is always as simple as that. I always explain that exponents apply to directly whatever's left of it. So what is directly left of it? The parentheses is directly left of it. So what is being squared? The 2 times 3 is being squared. So we have 2 times 3 multiplied to 2 times 3. From a lesson from years ago, you learned something called the associative property of multiplication, which allows you to rearrange multiplication so that it's easier to multiply. So the way I'm going to rearrange this is I'm going to take the 2's and multiply them together. 2 times 2, and I'm going to multiply that to 3 times 3. Again, all I'm doing is just rearranging this so that my 3's and my 2's are together. Well, why is that? Well, 2 times 2 is 2 squared. 3 times 3 is 3 squared, and now I have this information going on, keeping my highlighting consistent. But look at this, I now have 2 squared and 3 squared together, and that's an interesting fact. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the information we want to know going from here down to here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's just make sure that this actually works out. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, that's 4 times 9 is 36, and look at that, we get 36 equal to 36. Now, I agree with you. You're thinking to yourself, Mr. Dotson-Kelly, why did it take you so long to get there? Especially because multiplying it here was so much easier. Well, not everything is always in nice, pretty numbers like 2 and 3 and squaring. A lot of times, we will see something that looks like this. 5x raised to the third power. Well, how does that work? Well, if I were to expand this out and multiply it all out, I would get 5x times 5x times 5x, but then I can multiply the 5's together, so that's 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 cubed. Additionally, I can do x times x, or x cubed, and then I can just multiply the 5 cubed and get 125 x cubed. But again, how can I use this knowledge? How can I use this and skip a few of these steps and go straight to here? And that's what we want to use. That is the power of product property. Let me just rewrite this really quickly. We have 2 times 3 squared is equal to 2 squared times 3 squared. The next example was 5x cubed. This was equal to 5 cubed times x cubed. And the way we write this generically, using any number possible, we have a times b being raised to the nth power. That means we are going to have a to the nth times b to the nth power. And this right here is my power of product property. My power of quotient property applies the same idea, but instead of to a product, it applies it to a quotient. And what is a quotient? The quotient is the result after you divide. So basically, just rearranging this, instead of being multiplication, it's now going to be division. A divided by b raised to the nth power. This is going to equal a to the nth over b to the nth. And I can give you one quick example. Let's go ahead and take something like this. I'll do x over 4, and let's say it's squared. Well, by definition, if you look back at one of my older videos, by definition, this literally means x over 4 times x over 4, which will then equal x times x, which is x squared, and 4 times 4, which is 16. So that's x squared is x squared, and 4 squared is 16. So let's do some coloring in real quickly so that everything matches up. So just to recap really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, over here I have the product of two numbers. Over here I have the quotient of two numbers. If I'm raising the product or the quotient to a power, that power will apply to everything inside of those parentheses that is being multiplied together. And that power is going to be applied to everything inside those parentheses where I have division going on. Okay. Notice that there are no adding or subtracting here. It is all multiplication or division. As I tell my students all school year, and I will say until the end of my teaching, Division is an extension of multiplication. So oftentimes, things that have a property in multiplication have a similar property in division. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video helps you in understanding the power of product or the power of quotient rules. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you.